Now to the breaking news overnight. Former President Trump now indicted by a federal grand jury over his handling of classified documents. President Trump is set to be arraigned in Miami in a Miami federal court Tuesday afternoon.
Former President Trump taking to social media overnight, calling this case a hoax, touting his innocence and saying it's a dark day for the U.S. ABC News senior investigative reporter Katersky is there in Miami. Also joining us from Des Moines, Iowa, out on the campaign trail is senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott. Aaron, we'd like to start with you. There are appear to be at least seven counts in this indictment. What do we know right now?
The indictment is still not unsealed, Eva, so we don't know the full extent of what the former president is facing. That will come Tuesday when he appears here in Miami federal court. But based on what we do know of the charges so far, they involve the Espionage Act and they involve statutes about obstruction that together are potentially punishable by decades in prison. So the indictment is quite grave, and symbolically, the former president of the United States charged by the very government that he was once elected to lead and that he's running to lead again. It is an unprecedented circumstance for the nation.
And Aaron, this is Trump's second indictment, his first federal. What could we see if there is a conviction?
Well, if there's a conviction, DeMarco, there's nothing to bar the former president from running or even winning election. But it is something that the American public and the electorate will have to grapple with now on the campaign trail. The process that will play out here next week is very similar to what we saw 2 months ago when the former president was indicted in New York on state felony charges of falsifying business records, those related to the 2016 hush payment to Stormy Daniels. Here, though, the charges are seemingly more grave and potentially more consequential for the former president.
Rachel, we have to talk about the fact that he's currently running for president. And when you look at the polling numbers, the latest from 538, 54% of Republican voters would choose Trump for the GOP nomination. Does this hurt him as he's trying to win back the office?
Yeah, Eva, Donald Trump is not only running, he is the front runner in the Republican field. So, yes, this is unprecedented. This is historic, but none of what is happening right now stops him from continuing to campaign for the third bid for the White House. And his campaign is already leaning into this. Within under an hour of Trump learning about the indictment, his campaign immediately started fundraising off of this. His advisors tell me that he is moving forward with his campaign schedule. He has two scheduled stops tomorrow in Georgia and in North Carolina. They are moving forward full steam ahead, and they're hoping to turn what is seen maybe as a political liability into a rallying point for his supporters. We see him out on the campaign trail. He is as defiant as ever, and if there is one thing that we know about Donald Trump, amid scandal, amid controversy, he is not going to back away from this fight.
So, Rachel, what's been the reaction from Republican leaders?
Yeah, Republicans are walking a very fine line here. Even though this is such a crowded field, you have roughly 12 Republican candidates in the race right now, ready to challenge Donald Trump. Two candidates this week, former Vice President Mike Pence, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, launched their strongest attacks against the former president. But still, they're not sharply criticizing this indictment at all. In fact, Mike Pence told me while he does believe there needs to be new leadership, he believes that this indictment only further divides the country. And Trump's biggest rival right now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, well, he is attacking the Justice Department, not the former president, guys.
Aaron, we hear Rachel talking about Trump out on the campaign trail. He's facing a number of legal issues. How does all of this affect his ability to campaign?
Eva, it is certainly possible he's going to have to spend more time in courtrooms than he would on the campaign trail as these prosecutions grow ever nearer to trial. He's already scheduled for trial in March of next year after Super Tuesday in the Manhattan DA case. We'll see what the schedule looks like here in Florida. And then there are two open investigations that seem to be nearing resolution and a decision on whether to file criminal charges. The special counsel, Jack Smith, has been investigating Trump over January 6th, and the Fulton County District Attorney in Atlanta is investigating the former president and the effort to overturn the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. Both of those cases are coming to a head very, very soon.
All right, ABC's Katersky and Rachel Scott, thanks to the both of you. We appreciate it.
Well, hey there. there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.